Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. My name is Nilaus, and we are coming back here with a more science build, and we are continuing on our journey to test out how it works to make legendary science. Our objective is to make 240 science equivalent for each of the sciences, and what we have is we have done some of them. We've done the cryogenic, we have done the holmium, we have done a partial build, but actually it's a full build of metallurgic. Since we're not only doing metallurgic, we can easily do metallurgic when we need it. And then, so what is the next planetary one? It is of course the agriculture one, and I can guarantee you this is by far the worst one so far. The worst one so far. There might be some easier ones later on, but there will also be some really tricky ones, but this one is a problem. It becomes even a bigger problem because of the fact that since the agricultural science spoils, then even if we're getting in 240, by the time it gets over here, it will be somewhat spoiled, and that means we will not actually get 240. So we do need to mix in some kind of legendary. Look at that. We're already burning through it. It's the one we burn through way faster than the other ones. Oh, also green and reds are running out. So this is good. We are actually consuming our science. That's what we want to see. The red and green and blue and military and everything else, yellows also have to be upgraded as well. So what we need to do is we need to go to Gleba, and I have done a lot of preparations here on Gleba for us to get started. This there used to be a pretty big base that was covering this area, but now it's much bigger. What we have here is we have a lot of excess plants, and we have a lot of the other excess plants, so that's good. So that's going to mean, but that is also going to be needed a lot today. What we're going to do is we are going to have a look at how we do the science, and that's going to be like this. So let's start by doing the design work of what it could look like. That's not it. This one, and you're going to be like this. Okay, so if we look, okay, I probably need a recipe as well. That will be legendary science. Good. So this one, it starts off with 20 per second. That's pretty damn amazing. It makes incredibly quick, this one. So if we did this, we would have everything we want, everything we could ever dream of. But we're also starting to see the issue. The legendary pentapods, not really a problem, because legendary pentapods are just coming from, well, you just need one legendary pentapod and then you got all of them. So that is the good news about that. But it does need a significant amount of legendary nutrients, which can pretty much only be made from legendary bioflux, at least realistically. You can also make it from legendary spoilers, but then it starts at half spoiled, plus this one will drain pretty quickly. It's 10 to 1, so this will only be like 12,000 nutrients, and that's not really going to cut it. If we do this magical number here, we can see that there is an actually perfect number of a perfect ratio here. It's a 2 to 3 ratio, so that would be nice. And we can also see that we need 200 nutrients per second. And if we just get one of these, then we can see if we want to go the best nutrient route, then that's the one. And then we just take 2 of those, and lo and behold, it is actually perfect ratio. Now, this issue is, this is perfect, everything is awesome. Water, not a problem. 26 legendary bioflux per second is completely unrealistic. I mean, let's be honest, it's completely unrealistic. Why is that so unrealistic? Well, it's unrealistic because there are no good options. How do you make, or what is using this that can be recycled back onto itself? That one, no, you can't recycle nutrients back to bioflux. You can't recycle bacteria back to bioflux. You can't take that. This one, rocket fuel recycles onto itself, plastic recycles onto itself, sulfur recycles onto itself, and agricultural science recycles onto itself. So the only option we have is the capture bot rocket. Let's just call it the capture rocket, otherwise YouTube is going to come after me for being inappropriate. So let's call it the capture rocket. Yes, and this one doesn't have any productivity. This doesn't have any inherent productivity. It can only be made in assembler, so it's just absolutely atrocious. If you recall, if you've been part of this journey for a long time, then you can see that we have actually already been trying to do this, now it's just a complete mystery to me why this is not working. It's right, I know it's just a complete mystery to me. Oh, steel! How are we out of steel? You're kidding me? Not that. Okay, so we're gonna come back to that for steel. Okay, well, this is doing something, not a lot of things. It's also making, oh, let's not get that out here. It's doing something, but it's really not what we want. Like, let's be honest, this thing here, it was good enough to make all these legendary, because these are, they just need some legendary pentapods, so I needed to make some legendary bioflux. So I made the bioflux to do that, but after that, it just doesn't work. However, it's our only option. It's our only hope. Then we're going to take this and just throw it somewhere else so that we have it for later. But let's start looking at the real trouble today. Oh yeah, by the way, I should warn you, there is going to be a cursed design coming up later. Like, really cursed. Sorry, I have to warn you. It is not for the faint of heart. Okay, but first of all, we're going to be looking at, let's have a look at what we could do, or what we have to do, because it kind of has to be these capture rockets. This. So if we want to get this, that's going to be up here and like that. So this will be the bioflux, because I can't do any. Yeah, here we go. This is 20 or 5 for each, so it's not actually that much. So we can actually easily do these inbounds here. That's good. And then I'm going to get the other ones inbound, and that's going to be with a build like this, and another one that goes like this. Yeah. So it goes in, and here and here. So that is basically the format, and we're gonna get stuff out on the outside, and we don't want to stack because we could have it in different recipes sizes here. Let's get that in the middle there, here, and that's gonna go out on the outside. Out on the outside, except it's not, because I'm also gonna need, this could spoil in here. So yet again, we have to do that. And I will be doing spoilage of all, we'll just do all. Oops. All shapes and sizes there. And these will then be taking capture rockets of all shapes and sizes. There we go. These two are going to go out, and again, like that. So we're going to make this pretty quick. Not like that. Shoot. Ta-da! This is it. So, if we can build it up here, let's see. That is the rock. So I'm going to be building it 1, 2, 3. This is 12, 24, 36, 48. If we look at this complete thing, come on, build. You need this to complete it, and then we need to see how much this is working on. I believe that this is taking a full lane of all of the sign of bioflux. Is it done? I think it's done. Let's see. That is 240 bioflux. So what we need to feed into this is basically a complete bioflux build. So if I do this bioflux build, then that should be working, right? This bioflux build is making there 216, because we're also going to get some recycled. So that means we need to get like this one in, and then it has to somehow be supplemented with the stuff that comes in from the recycler. So we're going to use the recycler here, and it comes in here. Then we're going to get the other items, and the thing is, these items, this is also interesting. Blue circuits, not a problem. Green or steel, not a problem. Flying robot frames. I mean, 12 per second robot frames. I mean, I don't have it, but I should have it, and I could make it somewhere else, somewhere. But I'm going to make it on Volcanus and then transport it here. And this is not actually, I mean, this is something, but this is only making 12 of these, and when I recycle it, it only comes back to 3 times 20, so it comes back to 60 bioflux. That is a chance to upcycle. This is absolutely atrocious, to be perfectly honest, and therefore we are going to need to do something bigger than this. And by that I mean, what if we take this thing here and whoa, something got architect. What if we do 4 of these, right? Like this. That would be nice. But if I do 4 of these, then 25% once it gets processed, or 25% of these outbound will be uncommon, and then they go back, and that means I'm pretty much going to need an extra build just for the uncommon ones. So we're going to be building this one here. You start seeing the silliness of this, the scale of this. Good. So that will be here and here. Good. And then we're going to do something similar over on the next one, which will then be for the rare ones. That. And then a smaller build. Just a single little build. It always sort of goes down by a factor of, I don't know. There. And it's a factor of 4 for every upcycling thing we do. That one, there. Good. So that's going to be all of this. We are going to see that this is going to be an issue. So we also need to get things in here by robots. Okay. I think so. That is the build. Now we just need a recycler. And we've done recyclers before, haven't we? So let's go to Volcanus and take one of our recyclers that we already have. It's of course going to be one of these types of recyclers. So let's do that one. I think I want to do it the other way around though. I don't know why I'm sort of flip-flopping between whether I go inside out or outside in. It's always... And we see a problem here. So I'm going to get this inbound. And a little bit of basic calculations shows that this is not enough. We are going to be needing a little bit more of this, I guess. And actually, I'm going to get this one up and here and here. Now we have an issue with these in the middle. That one is trying to output at a place that it cannot do. So I'm going to take you, flip it like that. This is the same here. And then flip it vertically there. Now, we need to get it outbound somehow. And I guess we just do that. And then... Oh, you have the same problem as well. And then this will be flipped. This one will also be flipped. Do we have another issue? No, they're fine. Okay, so this is just going to go around. Because it's going to be too much. That is going to be our line. Actually, they shouldn't be merged. They should just be... They're coming in at single lines. So we're going to do that. And going to do the same thing on the other side. Yeah. And that goes in and becomes here. So, what do we do now? Well, the first thing we want to do is we want to get the stuff that we were dreaming about. Or having dreams about. There we go. And it's going to be all the legendary stuff. Because we're not going to get any more legendaries in here. So, all the legendaries just needs to be extracted. So that goes out here. And it shouldn't be too much, but it'll be something. And we don't need any of the legendaries, so we just can just... No... yeah, we'll just do that. Doesn't matter what we do here. Then we're going to do another branch of this. There. Now we're not going to be branching out legendaries, we're going to be branching out all the subcomponents, because I'm going to bring things in by robots. That is going to be this in all parts. That one. And that just goes into 2 boxes, like this. And this, and this. And then I think I want to... let's get this as steel. This is steel. And this is blue. I take the highest quantities first. Yeah, blue. That's good. And then now what we have out here is basically all that we want here. I don't know if I want these to be exported out. I mean, in all honesty, I really shouldn't have this stockpiling. And if it does stockpile too high, then I guess that's a problem. And I also guess that's not really something we have. Don't care. Right now, more stuff. And now we're going to do this one. Because now we'll be taking out bioflux, but only the normal bioflux. Only normal bioflux. And there, only normal bioflux. There. Which will go in here. And that means the only thing we have remaining on the belt is the higher quality bioflux, which will then go in here, if all is well. That's the recycling. Then we just need to get it back and then set up all the requesters and parameters for this. So this is our build, and I think it works well, maybe. We've not set up the requesters yet, but what we do need is we need to get some bioflux inbound. And bioflux inbound is, there is only one way to do it, and that is by getting this build here. So we're going to take this build and then just kind of figure out, this is probably the right place to have it. Very much so. Very much the right place to have it. And then we're going to take, this is sort of the offset. This goes back up, and that's going to be the one. Yes, and by doing this, I also realized that this is definitely not it. It has to be flipped. Because I need to get it and also rotate it like this. Now that's more like it, I think. Yes. Now it's not going to go back on the bus like this. It is simply going to go upwards. But it needs to go in here, and it needs to bypass this. So even though it's going, it has to go downwards before it goes up. And then it goes up. That's a little bit weird, but it's meant to make sure that I have this for this end. Then I can go in and then go up. And that's going to be it. Cool. And you're going to be out. So we have our build. And unfortunately, a roboport is coming along for the ride, which we do not want. Let's do that one. And let's do... Ooh. That one. That one, and then we can always just take out the extra roboports. That looks good. And these will now be put in. And then you start seeing the, I'm not going to say the issue here, but we're going to need to get a lot. So first of all, we're going to need to get all of our spoilage collected. We'll just take it one down. So. And that goes out here. And then maybe we do this. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, so what we need to do is figure out how much it actually consumes of these. So this is about half a belt, and this is about 2, but no, this can't be right. Really? That's not much. Only a full belt? Only one belt? Huh. 1 belt and half a belt. Okay. But they do need... Well, maybe we'll get more. So, I will do... What if this one goes from 6 to 4? Then I can bring 2 belts up and 2 belts down. That's good. That's what we're going to do. And then on the other side here, I'm going to make it from 8 to 6. Because then the 4 can go up and the 2 can go down. That seems good as well. And then we just need a little bit more space. Because I'll be bringing 2 forward. And I'll be then getting that 4 up here. Oof, that's going to be a little problematic with the inbound here. Can I get it closer? No, then it'll collide with the rockets, which is not great. Okay. Right, and this will be brought in here. I really want to move this, so I'm gonna move this a little bit out and just take some more space here for extra robots, extra rockets, because we do need extra rockets anyway. So I think we're actually ready to hook this up and at least get started on some part of it. There we go. If I hook this up, we should see that we get bioflux inbound. So at least that's the first part. I'm deliberately taking it out from a little bit from each lane here, and then of course it's going to continue because it's not going to be the last build of this type. We are going to be seeing that it is quite obvious that this will not even be close to enough. But hey, let's not do so much foreshadowing. So this comes in, goes up here. There's a little bit of mismatch, that one, and I think also maybe this one's mismatched as well. There we go. Good. So at this point, what do we need to do now? We need to start requesting. These need to be trashed, and we need to start requesting. So that is going to be requesting how much steel? Let's say 1,000 steel. Yes, 1,000 steel, and also 500 of this because I need half as many of this. And that's actually really surprising that it comes in. And here we get blue circuits. Let's also do 1,000 of that. And as we do this, we can go here, 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 and not into the next one. Yeah, that didn't create a lot because we don't really have a lot of these remaining. So we need to make some flying robot frames. Okay, and we need to make a lot of those. So what I'm actually going to do is I have built a ship here. This is a small ship, and I actually didn't even start building it. So what we're going to do is we are going to just get a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So it gets started on getting some of these things inbound. Then we're going to go to volcans, and we're going to be making sure that we get a new build. And that build will be, we need a new build for steel. We need a new build for what is it called? It's called flying robot frames. So we did have I think we did have a template for a flying robot frame. We could kind of make it like this, and then scale it up from there, or we can make a dedicated build. But this build is actually pretty good if we look at it as holistically. This is making 5, and just this build need 12, so it's kind of 2 of these. But then of course we also want excess, because of course we do, and we want to put it into rockets. So it's going to be a build somewhat like what we've done before, like these kind of builds where it's isolated. We're going to need steel, and we're going to need blue circuits. We did get the blue circuits. The blue circuits is up here, but it has the issue that it goes on a train. The train goes back here, and then it has 27,000. This one is only activating when it's less than 20. I don't care for 20. Let's go 50. There we go, 50,000. Then it should be coming in here. The question is whether it's enough though. These are coming in. Yeah, so here's another part. They will now be going from these locations into here to launch. And that's just not great, because that takes... You can see here, now that's going in here to launch. That's not great. I really should have a dedicated location for just making this. Okay, so now a lot of things has happened, and we built a few new factories, massive factories, but they're all sort of known tech, a little bit. So what I've done here is I'm going to show you how to do this. If you want to have dedicated locations, dedicated rocket launchers for your blue circuits, which I do, then the only way to really do that is by making a local network, and this one being set to automatic, and then sort of taking it in here, and then the only thing that's inside this network is actually this part. Oh, come on. Okay, that's just Fulgora. Never mind. They always do a few. And then we have 500 robots, logistics robots in here, so that when there's a request for blue circuits, they will just go immediately from these. That should be fine. So we are going to go with this, and then it just needs to be hooked up, and I'm getting plastic in here. Everything should be working, so all I need to do is get this one. But we built many more other designs because I have a lot of things I want to show you in this episode, so we got to get some of the things we have to spend a little less time on. We got to see if this works. It should be pretty good. And how much do we make? We make a 500, and yeah, we make a lot of blue circuits here. 540 blue circuits. It's enough. and it goes in, and we should then see that as it goes in here, then they will start getting all these rocket silos ready to go. These are just filling up into 2 boxes, and then when there is a request in here, they will just be bringing it from the boxes into all of these things here. And then we start seeing the rockets getting ready. Perfect. But this is not all, because of course we're also going to get some other builds. I have no idea where I built that. I'm pretty sure I built, oh yeah, I built some steel down here. We're just looking at other builds that we've done, and I built this thing here. So this minuscule steel production facility makes a whopping 900 steel per second, which comes in and gets into rocket silos, getting ready to launch. You can see we're getting into the megabase level when we just casually drop down 40 rocket silos additionally here. But this is not all, because there's another thing that we need, and that one is actually the biggest issue. That is what we have here. So what we have is, let's have a look. We are getting a build here. This is 23 flying robot frames per second, and that is 184 rocket flying robot frames per second. Isn't it absolutely absurd? And then I just built a little build out here. And of course, these builds, I'm not going to go into details with them because, yeah, they took a little bit of time, but none of this is particularly sort of magical to build. So if you want it, they are available to patron supporters just in a save game. You can just load up the save game and you can snatch those builds up yourself. And another 40 rocket launchers here. This is a really nice pattern for rocket launchers when it comes on a belt. So that means we now have everything we want available and easily accessible from robots. So what we need is we take our new ship. Are you ready? Kind of ready, not quite. We're gonna need to get this one ready, but once it's ready, we will also be setting it. We'll also be making sure that we get these out here. I always seem to forget it. 3, 4, 5. We just need a few of these to get it going there, and always here, this one, get it online, get it to this, and also get some fluid. That's just a basic of getting this inbound, and for some reason we don't have this. Doesn't matter, we'll just get those inbound here. That's gonna be 27. Was it 27 I needed? I think it was. And custom load is 27 as well. There we go, that should get us all of those inbound. So this one ready. What do we want to do? We want to make a new group, and that group should be called Legendary Capture Rocket. There we go. There. And how much do we want for this? Let's be a little bit silly, right? Let's see. We want steel. You ready? Ready for this silliness? Okay, maybe not 100. We need 24,000. Then we need red circuits. Red circuits. They're blue circuits, damn it. And let's get 24,000. Then, and this is the fun thing, we're gonna get 24,000 of that as well. Yeah, things are gonna be working at a little bit different scale from what we're used to, isn't it? And we now can also build this. So let's hook this one up. It is time for us to set the whole thing in motion and see if it works. So what we're gonna do is here, this is just gonna hover over Clever. But in the meantime, we're gonna be sending it for this interrupt, which basically says if anything that is requested from Volcanus is 0, then go there immediately. This one should also be changed to it, because maybe in 100 hours when this one runs out of fuel, then it'll need to go back here for more fuel. So it's gonna go over here. It's gonna be super exciting to see how this works. We are gonna be taking a look at our different builds out here. Let's take that out so we can actually see. I think the most exciting one is just launching. These are only launching 150 each. But that would be interesting to see. Is it arriving? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. It's not actually... Oh, right. Yes. So here comes a bottleneck that I didn't think that I would be running into, but I am. And here's another thing. Why are we not launching all of them at once? Well, if we look at this glorious thing, there are a certain number of things they can receive at any given time. So once we get this in, they're actually now going to be the bottleneck here. The bottleneck is there is 10,000 inbound. Here there is a lot of things inbound. 16,000. We're going to be seeing now that the bottleneck will actually be the speed by which it can land on the spaceship. That's crazy, right? I think that's insanely interesting that we see this. So what I could and probably should do is just make a bigger storage space. And you can see that they come in here, and it's a different scale than what we've been used to. So it's nice, and we can definitely scale it up. So if we're making 185 rocket frames, look at that, it just keeps going in. Then that per second, that means each build will take 148, so I can at least get 4 builds supported with this one, and we might actually need more spaceships coming in. As you can see here, it is coming in. Everything is coming in, I think, but there's also like still 50,000 available on the planet. This one, 14,000 of that's coming in. So this will just continue to go. I will be, in the meantime, over here on Gleba. I have built a second build of this so that we are completely ready. Everything is coming in, and it's just waiting for basically the flying robot frames to come in. This is also going to be a huge mess, of course. And while we're waiting for this, it just seems logical to me that I would want to do... I want to do one more, right? Just one more. Just one more. Ideally, we'd want 4 of these. And now the biggest question becomes, so if we have this, how good is it? Or more asked in a different way, how much science or how much bioflux? Because this is not the science, this is the bioflux. We just want to make sure that it gets in there. Let's have a look. You are still stuck here. You are coming in with the last bits. The last 400. Please don't tell me that you don't have room. Oh no, you have I'm not gonna say plenty of room, but I did calculate it, and I'm happy to see it. So we should be seeing this coming in really, really quickly when it reaches Gleba. I'm actually gonna be watching it just as it comes in. There we go. Now it starts raining. It's not the right things that are getting exported. Why not? Well, that's because I forgot something really, really crucial over here. We should actually add another group, and that group is going to be that one. And then we should see some things coming in. Oh yes, it's just raining. The ones I'm looking for are mainly the robotic frames, and then it's just gonna get stuck here, or get stuck, but it's gonna hover here until it actually runs out of materials. We've already dropped down 10,000 of each of these, and not as much flying robot frames, but don't you worry, it'll definitely get in here. We have a little bit of an issue with our spoilage belt. That's totally understandable because we're not really using the spoilage fast enough. So because everything just goes up here and turns into spoilage because I've been too slow. I'm not so concerned about it. I think it'll balance out. I know it'll balance out, so we'll just let it run. What I'm more interested in is the stuff that's supposed to come in here. Yes, 100 delivers. What about the robots? Do we not have enough? Oh, I have 5,000 robots. Come on, get in here. Nothing is being delivered. Let's have a look at our supply here. That one, is it coming in? These 44,000. Yeah, there's 7,500, 9,000 coming in. Okay, so it's definitely coming in. It's just that every time it drops down, we are picking it up immediately. And that's kind of what we should pick. There we go. This is what we want to see. Like a big batch of flying robot frames. Now there's a positive number. 5,000. So there we go. This is what we want. And then at some point it'll be emptied, and we'll get back in orbit with that. Okay. These are working. These are kind of stuck because of spoilage. I think the spoilage will fix itself. I'm going to be gambling on it fixing itself because it is just this one. Like this one will always drain like half a belt, so it's consuming 120 per second. And that means you're working, and this is the big one. But it's pretty much working. So if I can get rid of 240 spoilage per second, then I should be fine. I should be fine. I'm not going to generate that much spoilage. And look at that. Now things are working. Things are definitely working here. And we can see nothing much is generated in terms of epic things, but just kind of a little bit of the other things, or sorry, legendary things. But we'll go in, and these are just a constant production of this, and we'll get started on the next one as well. I'm going to help out. It always takes a little bit of time. So, what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to let this just continue silliness along here. But what we are going to do is we're going to continue looking at this, because I promised you at the start a cursed design, and it is time for about as cursed design as you can possibly imagine. This thing here is not going to be built like this because everything revolves around a very, very few items. It needs pentapods that go back and forth. It has some nutrients and it has some bioflux, and that's it. So if only we had like a big box where everything could just go in and out of that big box, wouldn't that be amazing? Here, so why is this a good idea? Well, it's a great idea because you can actually filter it. So, I mean, if we could just filter normal boxes, that would be so nice. But what are the things that we want to circulate? We want to circulate some of this. We want to circulate some epic here. We want to circulate some epic nutrients. And we want to circulate some normal nutrients. That's it. Everything else will be spoilage of whatever grade that you have, and then that just gets in here. And I don't really feel that I need more of any of these, so that's basically going to be it. So if I play a little bit with this and then say, okay, you can go up here. I do need to do some specific things here. These have to be making sure that, for example, here I don't want to use legendary nutrients. That would suck. So I have to make sure that I use filters for this. So I'm going to have a filter that goes like that, and a filter that goes normal. Yep. And the other one will then not be like this, but it'll be these legendary ones. Yes. So that should be all that. And we can then smash in some. Then let's get some of this here and here. And now you can see that there will be a little bit of a discrepancy here. There's a little bit of deficit on this side, but I don't really care because I'm not going to get to 28 anyway, because we know maybe I didn't say it, but each of these builds makes 2.6 legendary bioflux per second if it's fully operational. So it's kind of disheartening amount of resources we're getting. And then we need this, and I think I need a second one of that. Okay, so now we can take all of that. Okay, so all of this should be fine. Yep. And then I just need some inbounds and outbounds. And you can go here. That one. We get water from wherever we have water nearby. Then we are going to add the normal nutrient to this box from here. So we're just going to get that now. Then as we obviously see his, we are... Ooh, that's a problem. One of these will be exporting spoilage of any degree out from here. And that will go into that box. And then the other ones will be requesters. I'll be requesting, and this is important. Here. This will be bioflux, legendary bioflux, because there could also be spoilers in this box. That one. These two are going to be bioflux because we do actually need a little bit more bioflux. And then the other one will be just an emergency, I guess, requester for this in case it needed. But that one should only be active when these two don't have anything. So you're going to be monitoring read content, not including fuel. Don't care about the fuel here. That one. And then including everything, then this will only be true once I do not have any of these. That means when this is equal to 0, then this one enables and starts requesting a single one, but that's it. And then I also think we need some defenses, because this is a little bit interesting here. So we'll get one and there, and then also up here and here, right? That's, or maybe we get it up here and here. That one. Now I just happen to build it here. Oh. So at this point, all we need to do is start requesting, and let me see. These are out and these are in. They will get what they need. This is very important, that they need to be fed with nutrients so they don't use the legendary nutrients, because then I'm going to waste a lot of materials here. And this is also going to be inbound and outbound. And I'm kind of thinking this should not be getting any legendary fireflux. So I might as well do this one, so it's actually, it knows it. There. Alright, that's good. I don't know if we have any legendary fireflux, but maybe that's I don't know. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. Let's see. So we're gonna get legendary fireflux in here. Hey, we got some, and you are having that one. So how do we get a single one of these? We need that to get started. We also need water. Here's another little trick. If you want to find water, then you can do this, landfill. So now you can't find landfill, but if you hold Control Shift, you can actually find where you have landfill below something. There we go. So we're trying to find out where do we have some water. That's the nearest water we have. There's not really any nearby water. So I'm going to get the one down here. This is the nearest water I have. It's a neat little trick, I think. Or especially when you've covered the entire base. And I'm going to put it here. And pave the world. Very good. Everything is inbound. Everything should be working now, I guess. Oh, right. Not really. Not working yet because we don't have an output. This output will be legendary. And since that can be also spoilage, then I'm going to take another one. Yeah. And do we have a spoilage box or a spoilage? There. So that gets us rid of the spoilers as well. I think we're good. I think we just need to let it go. This one's going, and how, okay, so how do we get that? Well, we get it by the most annoying way possible. We're going to be taking some of these. And we're just going to keep dipping them in there until we get one. There we go, we got one. Oh, actually, let's just let it be here and then get it picked up. I don't even feel confident about it. Let's get you in there. And then it gets started. Cool. We have legendary science, and a lot of it. And our new builds, are they ready? Is the last one ready? No, it's not. It's just turning into spoilage. We need an awful lot more of this. But this is one of those things that I can just happily chuck along and build off camera so that we can get one more. And you know what? Wouldn't it be nice if I just had 4? Like 4 seems like such a nice number, right? This could be a thing, right? Oh man, why am I doing this? I can't help myself. But that would give us, it would give us about 10 of these per second, and if I do that, that'll be 11 plus whatever is needed for getting this one. So it'll probably be around 20 legendary science per second if I get that. That's amazing. But all of that from this teeny tiny little build, I think that's pretty fun. Okay, and this one is also getting cool. So it seems to working, and that is all we have to do for the episode for today. As you can see, these are operational, and the other ones will be operational, and all that for just a measly 20 legendary science per second. So the idea of just taking this and multiply it by another 4 is a little bit ambitious. I would need 10 of these builds here. And of course, these builds are available to patrons. So if you're a patron and you want to get build this silly thing for yourself, or you have ideas for how to improve it, then you can get the blueprints in the blueprint book and then play on from there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed this rather large-scale factory build. And when we are in the next episode, we're going to come back, and then we're going to be, of course, we're coming back, and we're going to be working on the next science. What's going to be the next science? I don't know. Maybe space science. We'll see which one is lacking the most, and then we'll focus on that in the future. Ooh, look at that. This is not available in Rocket Silos. So is that because we're not really getting it? I don't know. I think it's fine. No, this is fine. It's getting there. Oh, rocket fuel. Wow. Okay. I guess that's another project. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.